So people have been talking to me about MuseScore recently, and specifically MuseScore's ability or lack of ability to make cues. That's one of the things that people tend to dog on MuseScore for. And I just want to say that it's totally possible to make cues in MuseScore. It's a little convoluted, but there's definitely a way that you can do it and make it effective. So let's start with opening up a program. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make good looking cues. So let's add some instruments in there. We'll give the default thing. Just pick some random instruments. Doesn't really matter. Soprano, saxophone, bass clarinet, B flat clarinet. Doesn't matter. Just pick a couple of instruments. Now here's what we want. Let's make a part. We want this part right here to show up in the cue for a player. Let's say we want it to show up in the cue for the soprano sax player, but we don't want it to show up with the conductor score. Well, there's a pretty easy way to do this. The first thing you got to do is make parts. So we're making some parts. Go ahead and copy and paste. So copy and paste the thing you want to be cued. Now, to make it invisible in the conductor score, well, first let's add the bass clarinet cue in here. First thing you got to do is actually invert the voices. So you invert the voices, you make it visible, and then you select only voice number 1. So we're doing same voice and selection. We make that visible, and this is what it looks like if you make it invisible. Perfectly good looking cue. If you want to silence it so it doesn't bother you during the playback, you just unclick play. Now let's go see what it looks like in the part. It's almost there. We just need to make the notes smaller in order to give the player a verbal indication that it's a cue. So again, I'd probably unselect play. I like to make it double small just so it's super obvious. And there you go. There's rest in the part, so there's no discrepancy. You can see the cues, and it's pretty obvious. Go with the full score, and it's not visible either. So that's how you make a cue in MuseScore. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.